okay. That's
Okay.
okay.
Is it okay?
I have it. I have it till here.
Got it.
Thank
All right. So you can see that, there are so many accelerators today. So what you saw was FMCG and just one company. So whether it is Unilever or whether it is PepsiCo or whether it is Nestle or, whether it is Coca-Cola or L'Oreal Group in FMCG, all the, companies today, they have created an excellent platform for the students, for the universities to find out exactly what they need. Now, you can actually go back to the other sectors and see as to what are their needs. So here, you will see that there is the requirement, let us say, by this automotive sector. Now, what does Bosch need? What is the need of Honda Accelerator, right? Now, the beauty of this whole platform is that while they say that we want to innovate with you, but they give you the complete requirement. So let us say the housing industry. So they're looking for solutions that increase the comfort and security of tenants. No rocket science. The best part is that most of the problems that they're looking at is very easy for the universities to create and guide the students. And solutions that reduce the cost of the energy and the CO2 emissions from any building. So the whole idea that we have here is that we provide them with these kind of networks, which can enable any student. Look at the Open Bosch, for example, the win-win partnerships with Bosch and startups, and the student can even sell the idea at the POC stages. They can test their ideas. Most of the universities do not have the platform and the domain expertise, and that is why I think the innovations don't come up. So, and they start building their own labs. But the point is that, it is not just the labs, it's the management experience and the domain expertise, which is very important. So they can learn, they can speed up, they can use their network and they can scale. So the whole idea we have here is, how do we connect the entire and the list of companies that you see over here, the research that we have done, are some of the topmost companies in the automotive field. This is the very important factor for any kind of an innovator today. They don't know what is the need of any particular industry. Accelerators by pharma companies, for example. Any student coming up with one great idea, or one innovation in this field, can you imagine that there are 41 companies today in the pharma sector waiting to actually, line up to have that idea? Can you imagine the bargaining power of the student? And the VC is not going to scale up your idea. It is very important for people to actually understand, because these are the accelerators whose basic function is basically to give the needs to the people, mention the procedure that they have, and look at the needs, so that people can start working on these kind of areas. So whether it is a probiotic ingredient or whether it is something to do with sustainable packaging, this is the research that's very important. So we basically connect, the universities with all these organizations. So whether it is Siemens Healthineers, or whether it is the Innovate with Philips program, or whether it is Pfizer Breakthrough Change Accelerator, Merck collaboration, everybody, they define their need, exactly what they need and how they can help you. So the platform that we have over here is a very important platform, curated, and every sector, I mean, energy sector, for example, the beauty of the whole platform is that none of these VCs or angel actually help the early stage ideas. So what you see here, that the collaboration with the entrepreneurs and startups has become the mandate for most of these open innovation organizations. And so they say that we work with startups on unproven early stage ideas with the potential to impact the future of the energy. So if you have any kind of an idea, you can share and they get back to you. That is, I think, a very important part of this entire platform. Everything has become digital. You don't have to go to US and talk to them. And I think they are very, very bullish about Indian market, because it's suddenly emerged as the third biggest market in the world. So every company, I mean, today, they have created this kind of a platform, the open innovation platform, which is very, very important. And uh, if any company by chance has reached the startup stage, the VCs are not funding at all today, and VCs are behaving like Shylocks. They exploit the students. Now there are 273 corporate venturing companies, which is a new generation of companies investing in the startups only. So anybody, has any idea, forget about the accelerators. If they have created a startup, they can actually go to Toyota Ventures. And if they have any idea in the automobile field, Toyota is aggressively looking for explorers, seeking disruptors and the innovators. The possibility of submission of your online pitches here. So you can actually, submit the pitches online. I think this is what the last 2 years of pandemic has done. Most of these companies today are looking digitally, and the whole world has actually become a village. So you can see the power of the package that we have. In automotive, we have so many companies. If one company is not willing to fund you, you can go to Continental, you can go to MAN, you can go to Volkswagen, right? You can go to Daimler, you can go to BMW, the Volvo. I mean, how many options are there for a startup in a let us say healthcare business? So whether it is Leaps by Bayer, or whether it is Johnson and Johnson, or whether it is Pfizer Ventures, these are specific venture arms created only to scale up these startups, who will give you the early stage funding, and who will give you the early stage support, which is very much required for it. I think this is primarily one of the biggest reasons why the startups actually fail. So as you see, you will actually explore this and see how the students actually move ahead. Once they know what is the need of the market, they go step by step on the next modules. So how do you resolve this with the analytical thinking? Every mind map, is already done in a very systematic way. So what are the causes of the problem? All he has to do is simply pick up the subtopic and write his ideas. So at every stage, these guided mind maps, they
Well
help.
structured.
Sorry?
I said well structured.
Very well
It's already
structured. So once your analytical thinking is over, the next point for you is to actually go for creative thinking, right? Once
Yes.
you know, so how, but what is creative thinking? Now, the moment you click it, you will see that it is composed of 5 elements. One is about imagination. And the details of this are given here in a note. So the free thinking without bonds that you do, how do you take an idea from imitation to original creation? The taxonomy of creative thinking. Your ideas to resolve the challenge in divergent ways. So you will come up with many ideas for resolving. Anybody wanting to know the meaning of divergent thinking can click here to understand what divergent thinking is. So very well structured, and we don't miss on the chance of serendipity. How the students, while coming up with the solutions, can come with the accidental discoveries and note it down, the trial and error. So this results into the creative thinking process. So we actually take them step by step. Many a times it is about challenging the basic assumptions. So how do you challenge the conventional wisdom? How do you think opposite of what the usual is? So they can actually click on every path. Now, when it comes to design thinking, it has got some principles. So the principles of design thinking. And we also provide them, when we say this cube, we also provide them with this, the 5 into 5 into 5 innovation Rubik's Cube, which enables them to think, and provides them with the cognitive flexibility of creating new solutions. So you can always shuffle the cube, and vertically, horizontally, whatever way you want to. So how do I create something which is new and simpler or cheaper? I can shuffle in any way that I want to. How can I create something which is self-driven, and shuffle it 20 times? So it is programmed for a 20 times of auto shuffle, which creates new juxtaposition of words that gives you new thought process of fusion of ideas. So very important from the point of view of generating ideas. So what you see right now here is something which is throwaway. And you know how the Gillette throwaway razors were created and they became $1 billion industry. The smarter materials, or the new segments which can be created. I mean, I can go on and on, but just telling you that we also provide these tools for the cognitive flexibility. And if they believe that they can utilize a different material to resolve this problem, they can say that I think we can do it like this. So everything, module. Now technology is an enabler today. Can this be resolved with a sensor? Or you think that this is something which can be done with the AR VR or with the drones. So these all ideas, by the time the person has seen this problem solution resolution mind map, he comes out with the best solutions which are possible. And then he moves to the next one. So which is the next one is basically the design innovations, complete template on design thinking. So how do I, when I say eliminate, I mean, what do I mean by eliminate? So what do I mean by adjust? So how do you adjust something within the available time?
Of all the different options, very inclusive.
Very, very inclusive. So I can fold, I can unfold, and you can see the quality of the mind map. So by the time the person, is able to resolve this design innovation, because after the problem, he has to design a product, he has to design, a new solution.
Cost
enables him to minimize the pain areas, the cost, the efforts, and the time, and focus on improving the UX and the UI, the features, the value, attributes. So we tell them exact. Now, typically, imagine if somebody has to train this to 10,000, 5,000 students. Today's generation, is actually used to working with these kind of tools.
Already, yes. You don't need a special training for this. They are used to all this.
Nothing. They're used to all this. They know what is to be done. Yeah. They will simply see this and know, okay, subtopic has to be created. They will put a subtopic here. They're very fast, right? So we have these tools, and which enables them to go step by step. So if you want to create something in the area of smart cities or smart automobiles, simply click on the smart automobiles. Already you will find the need of the top MNC companies in the areas of the smart automobiles over here with the examples. So let us say smart driving assistance. The example is immobilize the engine for drunken drivers. The automated emergency management, drones for charging the batteries for the emergency condition. So they have to simply give another idea here. So very systematically done, and each mind map takes them to the next level. If they are hitting the market, they have to create a minimum viable product. Today, they really don't know how to go about it. But that is essentially trying to figure out the weaknesses that the competition has, and how do we convert into the strengths. So what could be those strengths? I mean, that could be in the product and pricing both. I think this is the only way you beat the top companies, because you come up with a product which is more value for money. So how you convert, the challenges of the competition into your advantages, and how do you move ahead, and get your customer feedback. Every mind map, coming up with the breakthrough innovations. That is another very big challenge, because they're all typical ideas which are only incremental. So what are the needs of the customers? Are you working on the unperceived, unarticulated needs, areas ignored by the competition, or unmet needs? What kind of values are you bringing? Right? So are these values beyond the industry norms? Is the cost below the industry norms? So every step that you see here, it enables them to transform their evolutionary idea, into a revolutionary innovation. Is it going to be a creative destruction? I mean, is it going to be discontinuous innovation? Now, many people don't know what is breakthrough actually, and they call their ideas to be a breakthrough. But if it is not this, it is definitely not going to be a breakthrough. Are you able to disrupt it? Is it a disruptive price or a technology, or is it a disruptive design? So very, very important for students to create breakthroughs and proceed further, because many of the students, they're able to create innovations, but they really don't know anything about business models. And that is why I think they're only, they become, the patents go to the cold storage. So how do you create the business model? How do you create cost leadership for yourself? What will be your differentiation? What kind of value? The focus that you have for a particular market. You expand each mind map and you understand that this is how your innovations actually become successful. So who will be your channel partners? Will you be creating the new ones, or you already have existing ones? Strategic marketing, which is so important. The competition as partners. You can expand and see what each and every module, what each and every idea actually tells you. So this is how you go and keep on expanding till you reach the funding stages. And as I said, we connect them to the corporate venturing companies. You click here and you actually go to that section of World Innovation Network where you can see how they are funded by the corporate venturing companies. So these are all mind maps, very, very well focused. Anybody having an idea on robotic application? I mean, what does he want to do with the robots today? Is it going to be something in the military and safety? So what will be that idea? So you can actually see, is it going to be agriculture? If agriculture, then, we need really, India needs robot in, so many areas. So if it is crop seeding, you can simply pick up this idea and let us say, copy this idea, go to the canvas of desirability and feasibility and paste it there and see, do you think this idea is desirable? You think it is feasible? If yes, how is it feasible? The viability of the whole idea, which is there from the point of view of profit and business model and revenues. Last but not the least is the scalability. What's the size of the market? So every idea that you have, you can actually test on this canvas of, desirability, feasibility, viability, and scalability. So these are basically, all the guided mind maps. We have hundreds of templates for every area that you want. Right. So let us say drone tech, the drones for the disaster management. So what kind of an idea that you really want to work on? And if you have any other idea, you can simply, click over here and say that it will move ahead like this. Or any subtopic that you have, subtopic that is a flood relief, you can just add.
So I have some questions at this point.
Yes, please.
Okay, number one, is there anything lacking in your mind maps? Do you see anything lacking? Any drawbacks?
Well, we have tried our best, but if there is a suggestion, we can always make an improvement.
Any limitation anyone has reported?
No, in fact, see, let us say somebody is working on a wearable technology today, right? Now, he doesn't know. I mean, give him a blank sheet, he doesn't know where to actually go. But today, wearable technology in the healthcare business, right? One click over here and it tells him that, there are so many possibilities because companies are looking for ideas in these areas, like the wearable ECG monitors, for example. Now, just compare it with a conventional blank slate. Where are you? It gives him a starting point. Yeah, I mean, let us say he wants to work in the military area for the wearable technologies today. So he knows what exactly is the starting point for his innovation. So what will be the smart soldier uniform like? You can go and see, the areas that we have provided here with the wearable tech. But the very important thing is that this is connected to the World Innovation Network, on the wearable technology. So you can actually go there on the World Innovation Network platform and see what this technology section is all about. So here we have a very heavy section on technologies, which gives you the linkages with technologies and technology solution providers. So anybody working on drone, you can actually see 127 applications of drone technologies, right? Because when you're on a mind map, at that point, your mind needs to be stimulated. You need a lot of ideas.
Yes.
But not just that. So if
Yes.
anybody
So
wants
you
to,
have
yeah,
the bombardment of ideas.
we have
Sorry.
all the ideas. Let us say forest restoration drones, So this actually says how they are actually restoring the forest.
The ecosystems that we've restored
Right.
to scale up our rest. It's a new step.
So they can understand that even this kind of a possibility is there, but this doesn't end there. The next channel is about the drone solution providers. I think this is very important. So who are the best people in the drone industry today? So if you want to know who is this provider of rapid reforestation, in the drones, you can actually find them and collaborate with them. So when you talk about a technology and a market fit, because many of the innovations are going to be in that area today. So we have done this research which enables the companies to, the universities to actually partner with so many solution providers. Let us say mining industry today. And talking about technology skills, as I said, many of the students would not want to become entrepreneurs, but their technology intelligence, it really magnifies. So every mind map that we have given here, it connects them with the technologies and the technology providers. I think that is the essence, because otherwise, forget about their imagination and creativity being stimulated. So it's not just robotic trends, right?
So,
yeah.
so we can say that this mind mapping technology that you have is a result of an extensive research, right?
Absolutely. So, I mean, this is what I'm saying that, AR, VR, for example, all connected. So how is AR, VR actually changing the fashion? One click and I know that this is what is happening. The virtual stores, right? How it is actually, transforming the well-being. The students actually they understand the ideas, the possibilities, and then they can actually explore the channels to find out more about how the AR VR solutions are working. So if they want to see AR VR in transportation,
well researched, yes,
yeah,
well researched articles
retail,
everywhere.
transportation,
Okay.
everything, yeah.
Yeah. Any space for improvement you see?
See, we are always open for any kind of an improvement, but our main focus has always been on providing them with the ideas and connecting their ideas to the right kind of companies, because that to me is a very, very big challenge today. But yes, let us say the open innovation challenges today. If they want to know what is the challenge of Unilever, they can simply go to Unilever's platform and find out as to what Unilever is looking for. So yeah, I mean, as I said, it's a continuous. The program has not been developed in one day.
Continuous improvement.
It has been a result of the last about 5 years of work that we have put in developing this kind of a platform. Sorry, and I mean, updated on a day-to-day basis.
So that last slide, that last slide that talks about competitors, how do you see yourself with your competitors?
I didn't get that. Some disturbance.
No, I'm asking, who are your competitors right now, and how do you see
Nobody.
yourself
No, we
with the
don't have
competitors?
we don't have any competition in this field. Nobody has come out with these solutions which gives them a scientific approach to innovation from an ideation, that too connected with the entire market space of innovation. This whole ecosystem is completely missing. So the people might be doing anything, but what they do not have is this kind of a huge market. So let us say today anybody is interested in a aerospace, a startup today.
Yeah.
He knows that he can go to BAE Systems, he can go to Boeing, he can go to Airbus Business Labs, and not just the foreign companies. I think it is very important to know that this program is also connecting some of the best Indian companies, which is here, which is the business accelerator by Aditya Birla, or whether it is Tata Innoverse program, or whether it is the Maruti Innovation Lab connecting with the startups. So students, I mean, this is the research that they don't know. So how is Maruti Innovation Lab, partnering with the technology startups? And not just that, if you want to know further as to, what is this program all about, and what are the areas in which they're looking for, so you can actually go and see the whole purpose and the program. That is, I think, a very important factor. The purpose of the program is here, the mentors who come to you, the gallery which is there, the partners who are there. So this is very important from the point of view of connecting the Indian universities. The Vedanta Spark, nobody knows about this. GMR has come with GMR Innovex. Just one click, and people who are interested in working with the airport innovations can actually see what exactly these programs are, and how these companies are offering so many benefits to their startups. So it's a very powerful GeoNext, for example, Mahindra Rise. So we have given the links to some of the best companies, which enables them to scale up their startups.
So my next question is, India is a price sensitive market. So
Yeah.
what is your exclusive policy and how are you pricing it?
Very modest, very, very modestly. So let us say 250 licenses go for about 5 lakhs of rupees, and that is one-time licenses.
Okay.
So B2B customers, yeah, and sometimes some universities even negotiate. They say, no, you make it 500 licenses.
They will. Yes.
And we don't have any problem in giving them 500 licenses for 5 lakhs as well. So one student lifetime charges 1,000 rupees, and the business model is very strong because they can actually collect this money from the students on a year-to-year basis. So they generate innovation fund, which can go for filing patents, which can go for developing prototypes, and which can go for seeding them. So it's the ecosystem actually flourishes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so I hope you got some idea about the package that we provide.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
and so I would like to know from you, what are your views about this?
If you ask me what's the future here in India, the first thing I would say is when we approach the Indian universities, we are going to face a lot of arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be there. So that. And if you take this technology to a different country, they'll right away jump at it. If it's a European company, a European university, or a European student, if you reach out to them, like, sure, up for it, I'm using it. In India, it's tough because the innovation lab in India is right now that, as far as I know, is the Mahabharata Samsodhan something innovation lab. That's what they understand. India Innovation Lab is Mahabharata Samsodhan something lab. So from there, you want to take them to this level. Let's see, hope for the best.
Yeah. So we do, I think you very rightly put it, that in India, open innovation still is a challenge. However, in the countries, which are outside India, this is very, very much acceptable. But yes, but most of the universities in India, they're opening up now, and they have started realizing, since 95% of the startups, they never show up, they fail. Now they have actually started realizing the importance that they have to create some quality startups, which are backed with the funding from the industry. And well, we have some good customers. I think we have some of the very good universities already who have trusted us. It's not that it's not happening. I think we have some of the best universities like the Birla Institute of Technology who have subscribed. We have lovely professionals. We have Sharda, we have Terry, we have Modi University, we have Sage. So all of them, they're very forward-looking, dynamic universe. The Terry School of Advanced Studies, for example, the environment base. Subscribe to this. LM Thapar B School. And good results. I think what is happening as a result of this is more important. Most of the students in many of these universities, they're getting very good jobs because of the fact that they're able to, they become conceptualizers, when they work on these kind of templates, they really understand, and they're able to showcase to the interviewers the system, the scientific approach that they have followed in creating an innovation. So we have good customers. I think we already have good customers. There are many more in the offing with great results. So that is already there.
These are the B schools.
No, these are the academic institutions who are engineering colleges and the B schools. Birla Institute of Technology, the number one is basically the Technological Institute. Lovely Professional is diverse. They have got 32 schools. Sharda University is again engineering and MBA.
Okay.
Yeah, so all of them. I think initially it was, yes, a little bit of challenge to get the good brands, but right now, as the economy opens up and they do realize that it is very important by the government of India to see that not just quantity of startups, the quality of startups is very important. And funding is the main criteria.
Yeah, and also I think this generation is also very open to ideas.
Yes.
That is going to help.
Yes. So I think the lack of ideas or only the copy paste ideas resulting into the surplus economy will not be there anymore. Every university will be working with, some great companies.
Yeah.
Which opens the tractions, it creates a lot of opportunities for the students, even if they do not fund them. But the cohorts in which they have been mentored, the interactions that they have created during this 4 years or 2 years of their association with the company helps the students to get some great jobs.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. So this is what is the overall advantages that we have of the system that we have created. But you asked me a question, do you see any kind of a limitation of the mind map? If
Yes.
you have observed, please feel free, because we are very open and we will be very happy to make that kind of an improvement here.
I don't have these slides, but yeah, if I had these slides to you with
Unable to
the
hear.
concept.
Unable to
I'm
hear.
sorry.
Yeah, because your net seems to be, a little problematic, I think. So anyway, yeah, you can write to me on the mail.
Yeah, sure. What I'm saying is, I don't have these slides with me, but if I could go through the slides and go through this template, see the different options, maybe I could come out with a review and comments and add to it.
All right. Okay, I get it. So we will see, how we can make that available. But but for the time being, how do you think you can get associated with a project like this?
I see a prospect here. I see a prospect because this concept is definitely very unique and you don't have this in India.
No.
I see a future. I see a future here. And it's up to SD how he wants me to be associated, but I see a future.
Great. So, so what we can do is post this conversation. You can give us, after discussing with SD the plans that you have, and then have another call or a meeting and see that how this is taken up further in the Indian universities. And I would not just say to the Indian, but I think since you have an international network also, so
Sure.
maybe you can also discuss with the universities, that under your network in any country.
Yeah, I do have actually. I'm pretty global, so I've worked for Italian companies. I've worked. I mean, your product is really good, that I can say, and yeah, it will sell. It will sell.
Great. So please.
We just the outreach in place, a strategy in place, and we have to be meticulous about the pricing and the reviews from your previous customers.
Yes, we have some very good success stories, and
There.
which we will definitely share. It's also there on the website. But you can you have a discussion internally with Sarabjit and see how not only
Yeah.
India but also in the international market. How would you like to
Yes.
take this up? And then we can have a next meeting to fix up the steps.
Sure, sir.
Sure. So great meeting you today. And
Brother, a couple of words from me.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you very much
yeah,
for your time once again.
thank you.
Yeah. So, as you would understand that, as you must have also felt, that getting Priyadarshini on this initiative is something, that makes me feel really good and lucky about myself.
Very good.
So she's from the core innovation, although from the medical field, but also PhD doctor as well.
Yeah.
And she's very attuned to that ecosystem and with several stakeholders across the world. So our objective, keeping our objective very simple, that we want to increase the adoption. We want more and more universities and students and also corporate going ahead
Yeah.
to adopt this this platform. I would say this platform.
Yeah.
And would like to see more and more success stories and results coming out.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And being able to capture them.
Very good.
Now we are we are starting from the scratch. So instead of we sitting down on the drawing table and starting from a whiteboard, it's best to understand get your perspectives in terms of how the market has already adopted, because you already have a lot of success stories. And then based on that creating a strategy, see, we can reach out, we can communicate, we have the competencies both on the sales side as well as the innovation side with Priyadarshini now. So she can very passionately talk about, with real life examples, with a lot of conviction around it.
Right.
So now with all that, this is our competency that we bring on the table.
Yeah.
This is your business. This is your baby.
Yeah.
And this is your, whatever success you've got so far is yours. So what I would really like to urge is, help us start from a point which is not a whiteboard. And because, if we start scribbling, we might be scribbling with stuff which will not make sense. And then there is a learning process. So that has already happened in your front. So I think it's best for us to get together and look at, let's say, a sample size and understand the attributes of the target that we should prioritize based on your understanding of their acceptance factor. And then we take that as an input, we start working on it in terms of how do we crack them.
Yeah. So, I mean, so what we will do is we'll definitely send you the marketing mailers that we have, the presentations that we have, so that it becomes easier for you. You don't have to build everything, all the marketing support. In fact, even the support of the Zoom meetings that we have to do, because I don't think initially it will be possible for you to support the clients with the Zoom platforms. So, converting the leads which have been generated by you into the successful business will be entirely your job. But I'll definitely, tell Jay to send you the marketing mailers and the presentations that we have. That is the first thing. And of course, you can, I'm not saying that you have to follow that. You have to actually see how do you want to really make an improvement on that, which will have more acceptability. add your own competencies, whatever. And now that Priyadarshini also joins in, she also can bring her ideas. So we are very open and very flexible in our approach. So we can send you the details of the marketing mailer and the presentation that we already have, and then you can build on that. And we are here to provide you all kind of support. Especially the Zoom meeting supports are very important, where I need to take them through the entire package, one by one, and then close the deals. So anything else that you need from our side, let us know. But Jay will be, sharing the. Jay, have you shared the channel partner agreement with Sharabji?
Yeah, I have already shared that.
Okay.
Yes.
Then yeah, I will try to mail you the marketing mailer that we have, and you can pick up from there. You can reduce it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You've already done that, and
Okay.
that matches with me.
Okay.
So that's one side of the game, which is where we'll be co-branding. We'll be doing a co-branding with your consent, and before we reach out to the market. So that's one aspect of it. What I was really trying to say is, since you've probably already reached out to a critical mass of institutions in India, or globally as well. So going by regions, you would have certain learning in terms of, for example, the culture of innovation in a typical university that belongs to a particular segment. So let's say there are institutions which are advanced, like BIT would be an advanced thought process, whereas LPU would be probably belonging to a tier 2, but they have also adopted. And then there are tier 3. So there are more than 15,000, 20,000 institutions in India.
Yeah.
So is there any kind of learnings going by the segments that you have gathered?
Our learning is basically, that because of the mandate that the universities and institutions have today, they have to adhere to ARIA.
Okay.
They have to adhere to NEP and NISP, which is mandatory norms for them. It is not possible for them to go through the conventional routes. Digital solutions are becoming, a wide acceptance today. What it was 2 years ago, what it was 3 years ago, the situation has completely changed. Because you bring tremendous amount of value creation for them. They don't have the professors. There is no world-class expertise. They don't have connections. So I would say that, of course, the majority of the institutions in India, 95%, I would say, are basically falling into tier 2, tier 3.
Okay.
And there is more need over there. See, IIM and IITs, they don't need, because it is very easy for them. They have the faculty, the resources, the industry, the connect, and everything. The problem is with the tier 2 and the tier 3 institutes in India. They don't have the IIT infrastructure. So I think they are the main customers, I would say. Customers who have genuine problems are these customers.
Okay, sounds perfect. So, for example, you mentioned the compliance.
Yeah.
That there are certain compliance requirements for these universities and institutions to adhere. That is number one. So number two is, for example, we have a network of contacts across certain universities. Like actually, BITS is if you know Professor Manna, he's one of our close associates. So that way we have certain connections with certain universities, and quite a lot. So we can map your current clients. So which of the universities have already subscribed to your services? With any possible database, we do have a database of ours. We can also map it and ensure that we are, reaching out to the entire market. That's number two. So what I'm suggesting here with these points is we can have a very structured discussion with whoever is the right person from your side in terms of gathering whatever you have captured from the market, from your learnings, and and leveraging them as part of our outreach program first. And then, of course, the sales closes. So we can have a very structured meeting around them. If you can get somebody to gather all these points and share them with us, then we start from that point instead of starting from scratch.
Okay, I think Jay is the best person, to help you in
Sure,
that
sure.
regard. But he's associated right from the very beginning. So I
Sure.
think he has all the insights, and the database and the learnings and everything. So I think you can set up a meeting, with Jay at any point of time as per your convenience, and talk to him about any kind of solutions or any kind of answers that you want.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, so that to respond
And
to the question.
international market, we have not started as of now because our core concern was only in India. But but as Dr. Priyadarshi said that it is the international market which is going to adopt this in a much faster way. So we are open to that. Yeah.
Fair enough. So yes, we will definitely explore that side as well. Do you have any subscription-based pricing model?
The subscription-based pricing is already mentioned on the internet, which I had shown you the other day. Now, that is, I mean, if it is a B2C kind of a thing, then it becomes very difficult. And that is why, we say that the B2B model is far better because it becomes very cost effective. So the subscription model, as I said, typically we say 250 licenses for 5 lakhs, but we can even bring it down. We can even make it 500, for 5 lakhs of rupees. That's a B2B model that we have.
Okay, and most importantly, what we would need is a dump of the success stories, which is going to play. See, there are two things that I thought of in terms of breaking into the culture, if there are any possible blockades. One is that the beautiful example that you had shared with us is, imagine somebody starting from a white slate. So that really highlights and brings forward the value that the mind maps bring on the table. So success stories, the moment somebody hears that there are a lot of patents which are being produced from this platform, it has a direct impact. So more the number of success stories with as much of details as possible is going to help us break through these discussions that we are going to build up.
Okay, we will send you that. I think it is there in the presentation, and that can be shared with you, the success stories that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So when you say that you will be co-branding and sending the marketing communication, the co-branded communication will also have your own offerings, or it will only focus on our offerings?
No, we'll focus on your offering, but we will put up our brand.
Okay.
So
that's not that is not a problem. So I think let us, I will tell Jay to have another meeting with you at your convenience, and where he should be able to address all the questions that you have and resolve it. And if my need is there, let me know for any other thing. So we'll definitely be able to see that, I think that so that, it can be taken to the next level.
Yes, sounds good.
So
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think thank you once again for joining in today, and thank you, Dr. Priyadarshini and Sarabji. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
And wish you all the best. And let's look at creating a wonderful plan for the future.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for time.
Thank you. All the best. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Wonderful day.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.